Hey, what's up, everybody? Scott Spreitzer here, DocSports.com. First NFL Top 5 countdown of the season. It's week 2 in the NFL, and I've got 4 plays on Sunday and a Monday Night Football play in the countdown. Wanted to mention real quickly, if you've yet to jump on board at DocSports.com, I've still got 6 college and pro football plays to go starting Saturday, none on Friday. And, of course, by the time you watch this, my Thursday night play will likely have been underway. So 6 plays to go, including a 7-star on Saturday night, a 6-star in Sunday's NFL, all available on my homepage at DocSports.com. 70 and 48 run as we head into this week's action. Enough of that. Let's get to it. It is the top 5 countdown in the NFL, first one of the season, and we're going to kick things off with our number 5 play, the New York Jets, getting 6.5 from the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo gave up a ton of yardage on the ground last week, getting knocked off the blocks. Derrick Henry torched him for about 170 yards, almost 10 yards per carry. Buffalo also had no answer for Zay Flowers. The Jets found a ground game with a healthy Breece Hall last week. He looked really good. And in fact, they ran for a 182-yard performance after finishing 31st on the ground last year and averaging about 91 rushing yards per game. Justin Fields looked great, including, most importantly, his decision-making. I also have to think about Buffalo maybe being out of gas a little bit in this one. Something I'm going to follow this season, guys. Baltimore just hits you in the chops and never lets up, and I want to see how these teams do the week after facing Baltimore. But in this particular game, number 5 play, we're going to take the New York Jets plus the 6.5. Next up, it is the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Going to recommend a play on the visitor here. The Steelers got a decent game from Aaron Rodgers, no doubt about it. But they won due in part to that Jets turnover on a kickoff. The Jets ran up and down the field on Pittsburgh. I just mentioned in the previous game, they gained over $180 on the ground. The Steelers are banged up on defense. They're missing 3 key players this week. And here's an angle for you. I'm not a big angle guy, but I like him in week 2. Week 2 dogs have been money when both teams lost against the spread in week 1. That goes back about 12 years. The Seahawks plus the points is the number 4 play in Sunday's NFL. Next up, we turn to Arrowhead Stadium. Eagles on the road laying a point to the Kansas City Chiefs. 12 one-score wins last year for Kansas City, not this season, already 0-1. Listen, KC couldn't run the football last week, and I think they're going to struggle again here on the ground against Philly. KC's shorthanded at wide receiver, although Xavier Worthy hasn't been ruled out. But he's their only wideout who can beat defenses deep. And you got to wonder at 160, 170 pounds, even if he plays, if that dislocated shoulder is going to be able to not bother him enough for him to be able to play the full game for KC, even if he goes. Travis Kelce obviously isn't what he used to be a couple of years ago. And Philly gets Clark back on defense after the spitting incident. Kept him out of all but the kickoff or one play of the game last week against Dallas. So he'll be back. They had to change their defensive game plan for the Cowboys in that contest. I think they get back on track defensively. KC got knocked off the blocks on defense last week. I like the Eagles here, laying just a point to KC. Number 2 play, and this is the Monday night play that we're going to feature, and that would be the Las Vegas Raiders at home to the Chargers. Right now, as I punch up my line service, the Raiders getting 3.5. Listen, Geno Smith and Pete Carroll are so on the same page from their days in Seattle. These two really have a nice symbiotic relationship when it comes to coaching and quarterback, knowing not only what play is likely to be called next, but having a feel for what's going to be called also. And Geno's been making it work since he became a starter in Seattle. As far as the Chargers, they faced a short-handed Kansas City offense. So we do want to give them credit, but we don't want to go overboard and overvalue what they did against KC. Not only was KC banged up, but then you get your primary receiver for that game with Rashee Rice sidelined. He's still sidelined by suspension. But you get your only primary receiver who can go deep on the Chargers, knocked out of the game by friendly fire 2 plays into the game, that being Xavier Worthy. The Chargers took advantage, got the win. One more note on this game, the Raiders will likely have their great tight end Bowers in this game. He's listed as probable after getting banged up last week. The injury not as significant as it looked when it happened. And that brings us to the number 1 play in the countdown. And listen, I like the Rams here too, but the total under 42, the Rams and Titans. There are some 41.5s out there. I don't have a problem with 41.5 either in this one. Nothing wrong at all with this Tennessee Titans defense, but that unit, I believe, is going to get worn down over the course of the season due to an anemic offense led by a rookie quarterback. The good thing, it's only week 2, so I don't believe that they'll get worn down too much in this one, at least not enough to send this game over the total. This Rams defense, at least top 5, and faces that anemic offense I just mentioned after completely shutting down the Houston Texans. Tennessee's offensive line was not good last week, and while Denver is solid on defense, the Rams are at least as good, if not stronger, especially up front. They went out in the offseason. They got Poona Ford. They signed him. He's outstanding. He makes this defensive line even stronger. We saw it last week how the Rams manhandled the Texans in the trenches. I like this game to stay under 42. Again, the under between the Rams and the Titans, the top play in the countdown. Recapping the top 5, we've got the New York Jets plus 6.5, our number 5 play. Number 4, the Seahawks plus a field goal over Pittsburgh. Number 3, we're looking for the Chiefs to go to 0-2 on the season. Eagles minus a point over KC. Number 2 play, the Raiders on Monday night plus 3.5 over the Chargers. Number 1 play in the countdown, under 42, the Rams and the Titans. Hope you like these countdowns, everybody. If you do, click on that thumbs up, and we'll keep them going throughout the entire season and maybe talk about doing some in college basketball with those big college basketball Saturday cards, all right? And if you haven't yet seen the college football top 5 countdown for this week, you can certainly do so. Check it out here on the Docs YouTube page. All my plays for the weekend, 3 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, 7-star college, 6-star NFL, all available on my homepage at DocSports.com. Really appreciate you guys watching these videos. Again, click on the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. I'm Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com. Let's put this top 5 countdown in the win column, everybody.